everyone, it's Julia. I have a sweatshirt transformation to work on this week that I'm going to show you. It is a lightweight fleece. It's the brand Enza. I have 5 of them to do. So I'm going to be just sharing one and then the rest are going to be the same. For those of you that don't know, I have 2 different shops. I have an Etsy shop and I'll link that down below, but I also have a summer shop that's in with our flea market that's open on weekends, and I sell the things that I make throughout the year. So all year I make things and I film them to share them with you, but I also have them for my summer shop. And I have a variety of different customers at my summer shop and all ages. A lot of them are on vacation, and I live in like a lake area, so they're on vacation or they're just something to do on the weekend. So some things are I just try to have a variety of things in my shop. And so some things people may not like, and other things they do. It's interesting though, at the end of the year, I usually have very few things left over. I may have one size of a sweatshirt left over, and I can just do something else with it. I do sweatshirt mittens and just different things. So nothing ever goes to waste. So with that said, I am working on an Enza lightweight. It has a curved bottom to it and also a V neck, a hood that's lightweight, so it's not bulky, and the drawstrings, which I think I'm going to do something with. But the fabric I'm going to put on here, I just recently found this at a quilt expo, and I love folk art, and so this really I just love it. It has all these little whimsical little animals, and there's even some, I believe, yeah, some gnomes on here, butterflies, bees, flowers. I love it. And I have 5 of these shirts, but there's 6 of these strips. And so one of them I'm going to probably put in, make a couple pouches or something with. But my idea for this is I'm going to put like a Heat and Bond or a paperback adhesive. I think I'm going to use Heat and Bond Light. And I'm just going to cut the strips, and I'm just going to put one across the front, right under the armpit. So it's going to be relatively high. And I might add maybe a little flower and then do something with the little strings that are going to hang down. A lot of times I cut the cuffs off or do something, but I think I'm going to leave this one just the way it is. And yeah, let's get started. Here's a close-up of the fabric if anybody is interested. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. I just recently purchased it, so it may still be available. First thing I'm doing is adding some Heat and Bond Light. This is a paperback adhesive. I'm just going to iron it on with my iron. And then I'm going to let this cool, and then I'm going to cut these strips out. This first little strip I'm going to use for the hood drawstrings. And then I'm just going to take it, and I'm cutting this right below the grass line on each of these strips. Now I realize this is a really simple design, but it just turned out, I really thought it turned out cute. And it's all because of the fabric. I'm just putting that on like right below the armpit there, giving that a quick press just to get that glue activated. And then it's off to my sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around this using my applique stitch on my machine. It looks like a blanket stitch or a buttonhole stitch, but a zigzag also would work. And now I'm switching to my free motion foot. This is my darner foot. I have my feed dogs dropped, and I'm just going to thread doodle and just add some extra stitches and texture to the flowers on this little design. Somebody has been asked me what my stitch length is at when I do this. It is at 0. Your stitch length is at 0 when you free motion stitch. On one of my machines, as soon as I drop the feed dogs, it automatically goes to 0. And then on my Juki, I have to manually do that. But here's what it looks like. going to show you the back too. I did not have to use any kind of stabilizer because this knit was stable enough. If you're using like a t-shirt fabric, you might have to put a stabilizer underneath it. I've got this cute little vintage trim, these little flowers. I'll be sad when this little thing, all this spool is gone because I use it a lot. But I'm just going to cut 3 of them. One I'm going to put actually on the design, and then one on the on each of these hood strings. I'm just going to get that on, and then also add some of that first bit of fabric that I cut off. This has that heat and bond light on it, so I just took that paper off, and I'm just going to press this just to attach that to the end of my strings. This just adds a little bit of detail to the end of those strings. You know, when you buy something at the store, it doesn't always have these little details, but if you do it yourself, you can just add things like this, and it just is a nice little touch. Back to my sewing machine, and I'm going to share just how I do this. I'm just stitching on the edge all the way around with my free motion foot. You can certainly do it with your just a regular foot, or even just zigzag down the center. And then I also did the same with that little flower on the little design. I'm going to show it to you there, but I did not show it sewing. I just kind of added some stitches to it. But here's what it looks like. Again, a really simple little design. I hope you have a chance to create this week. Bye for now.